Welcome everyone to another video in our Bryan Fundamental series, where I try to get better in Bryan day by day and bring you along for the ride. So today we are going to be continuing our labbing of Zafina. So in the last two videos on this, we have gone through her Scarecrow stance and her Mantis stance. So I just realized that this is called Tarantula, which is incorrect. This is Mantis counterplay. But the idea, just to kind of recap where we ended, was that Mantis counterplay is scary because down 3 and Scarecrow stance down forward 4, both of those are pretty much the same move visually. They're pretty much the same. If we look at them, right, you have this one, looks like that, kind of does a spin. And so does a little bit of a spin. And then this one also kind of looks about the same. They're functionally the same. They're both like +7 on hit, and put her into this very favorable Mantis position where she's got lots and lots of mid and high crushing potentials, and then a lot of the moves are pretty scary. Basically, the only real plan that we came up with, right, is we're gonna block. We're gonna block. The worst that happens in this stance is that she can go back into this stance, and now we're back to square one. But the idea is that you can you're going to have to defend against it, basically, once you get into that situation. That's kind of what I'm learning, though I think we're going to maybe go into that in a 4th episode or something. I'm not really sure. But for today, I want to look into this stance. So this is a pretty creepy stance, and as you will see for starters, right, if we just put her into this stance, so if I just record and put her into this stance, right, and I don't know how long I need to be in this, because I think once it stops recording, it actually will take her out of it. But the idea being that if we just put her in this stance, you'll see that she pretty much dodges everything, is my understanding here. So if I just leave her here, and then go back, like that goes over, this goes over, this goes over, this goes over, this goes over, like pretty much everything goes over except down back 2. Down back 2 is kind of special though, because if you'll notice, it's got a pickup property. So we can actually pick her up out of this stance, and that's this is like a very Bryan thing. So when you have Bryan against these types of characters, and I'll use her as an example, Eddie comes to mind, especially with his handstand, but he might be able to float his relaxed stance in this game too if he presses a button. But the idea is that these super low to the ground moves happen, you'll notice, like, are on the ground, like they're on the ground, but they're kind of like a mid-air property. So because of that, like, you'll notice that when we hit her, right, she falls on the ground. Like, I don't think this is guaranteed, but the idea is that, like, there are going to be a lot of cases where they just get floated by the move, but not everyone, because apparently this, oh no, I guess I did it too earlier in the other case. But you see, like, it floats them. So because of that, that's the first thing to think about in this stance, is that we're going to be able to look into down back 3 as our primary scoop option, and this should be something that we're always looking to do against stances like this as Bryan. Now, with that being said, I don't know if there's a single move we have. Oh wow, that one does. I was going to say, I'm not sure if there's a single move we have other than down back 3 that hits her. Apparently this one. So that's actually something to keep in mind. I wonder if we can, like, pick it up or something. Like, what if... So, you'll notice the 3rd hit missed. What if I did... Can I do, like, 2? I don't even know if it lets me do 2. I probably can't. Yeah, we may not be able to pick this up. Or... Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look like it. But it's something to keep in mind, because this move is 13 frames fast. This move, on the other hand, is 15 frames fast. So it's not going to be able to challenge everything. What else? So let's just keep going through our list. Like, what else is there that we could catch her with that's a mid? I mean, obviously this will hit. Well, I guess it's not obvious. It may or may not hit. You'll notice that this actually kind of, like, floats her in the air there. I wonder... No. 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 Yeah, I'm just trying to see if we can, like, catch her with any of this. The knees don't seem to work. But weirdly enough, the second knee hit. Okay, that's weird, but something to keep in mind. But it wasn't consistent? See, now it's not consistent. I do it a little slower. So if you don't do it immediately, it'll work, but the timing's a little bit bizarre, I guess. What else could we try and use here? This move? No. This move? We might have gone through pretty much all of Bryan's mids. Oh, back one. Back one will hit it. So back one will hit it. Will this hit it? Not really. So, okay. So, like, moves, we'll just start by saying that we're going to get rid of this now and talk about Tarantula counterplay. But if we talk about what hits it, down back 3, down back 2 rather, down back 2, up forward 2, what else do we say from it? Back 1 will hit / float. And that's pretty much all we got as far as like our big punishers in that regard. And we're going to take out this part as well. So that's sort of, this is where we're sitting at, right? It's like we've learned that we can take this out with this, and ooh, you notice how in the middle of the transition though, there's a point there where we missed it. Yeah, right there. Actually, if I'm right on top, it will not hit. You have to be from further away. So back 1, outside range 0. So that's what that actually means, is that we have to be outside range 0, because this doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, but if I'm like right here, it works. But like there it doesn't, but here it will. So there's this kind of sweet spot like around here where it's inconsistent. Good to know. Okay. Well, that's where I'm at. Let's go ahead and start going through the moves, shall we? So we have the first thing that we want to do is figure out what are the transition moves, and that's what we're going to start with here. So let's take this and get rid of most of this stuff. So this is Tarantula Stance today, and I'm just going to call it TSS. And the manual entry is down 1 + 2. Manual entry. Cool. With that, though, let's go ahead and start going through her moves list. So for starters, let's go through the move list and look for any move that says that it puts itself into Tarantula Stance. I'm not expecting a whole lot of moves here, but I could be wrong. I feel like Tarantula Stance is like the most specific of the stances is the best way to describe it. Like if Scarecrow is like the bread and butter, like entry point, right? Mantis is like kind of like the secondary, and I feel like Tarantula is just the weird one, basically. And I don't know if it shows up much at all. So we'll see. It's like an Oki stance is probably the best way to describe it. So we got one. Yeah, see, so if you do down, oh, so, okay, so this is interesting. So you have down 2-4 takes you into Mantis, but you have down 2-4 down takes you into Tarantula. Okay, down 2-4 down, but down 2-4 Mantis stance. Okay. And you also have down 2-4-3 theoretically. So I'm going to put that in here too, which we kind of went over last time, but just as like a quick refresher. Here's one. Oh, this is just the manual. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of moves that are taking us into here from here, but I'm wondering if they're going to be ones that from Scarecrow and Mantis stance that take you into Tarantula stance. Oh, this is while running 1 + 2. 2 steps more. Huh, while running 3 Tarantula dive. Okay. There's also no moves from Wall Rising that do it. Now that we're in Scarecrow stance, we have 1-4 out of Scarecrow stance will shift you to Tarantula stance. So Scarecrow stance 1-4 will take you into Tarantula stance. So as I was kind of expecting, we're starting to see more coming out of other stances. 1+2 as well. 1+2 down. Scarecrow stance. Yeah, Mellow Man, this is the scary one. And it should be scary because it's the stance that they enter because we've been blocking. That's essentially the best way to describe it, I think, is that we're going to be like, they're going to be trying to get into the stance to mix us up because we're defending. That's kind of what my mindset is on this, at least. So these are the actual Tarantula stance moves. We're going to skip those for a second. And then we're going to look into Mantis stance. So Mantis stance 4, which you have Mantis stance 4-3. You have arachnophobia. That'll definitely do it. Whether or not you're serious or not, that's the real deal right there. That is the real deal. Shift to Paradox. I guess we're going to have to figure out what Paradox is today, too, is my guess. Mantis stance, down, forward, 4. So this one happens no matter what. And I'm just going to push ahead because I haven't seen it before. What is Paradox? They said shift to Paradox here, and I was just kind of intrigued. Like, what was that? Mantis stance, down, forward, 3-4. Alright, I'm going to look that up right now. Mantis stance, down, forward, 3-4. So... Oh, Paradox is just she turns around. Okay, that's fine. We answered our question. Alright, so this is actually a pretty manageable list, right? So let's just go ahead and go through each of these now and figure it out. So for one, we have this move. Okay, that's cool. What exactly is this? So we have 1-4 and puts us in this stance. So this move, if it's on hit, plus 22 knocks us down and puts us into that situation. Now the question, here's one thing that immediately stuck out to me is that you'll notice that I couldn't down back 2 from this distance, right? Now, the next question that I kind of had was what happens if I do 1-4 and immediately block? Like, do I have to, like, what if I try to block here? So if I go like this, right? What'll happen? If she immediately goes to block, we catch her, it seems. So if I do, like, that'll catch. Yeah, so this, like, kind of get-up stance here is not a real safe get-up stance. So she's basically committed. She's basically committed to the stance. That's kind of what we're learning here. So, with that being said, puts her in here, and she's in stance. Okay, so see, this is interesting. So, let's go ahead and talk this through now. So now it is high mid. So 10 frame, I10, high mid, plus 22 on hit, less on counter hit. No. Same. And then a launcher launch, second, hit, counter hit, and then -5 on block. So, because it's -5 though, my guess here is that this is pseudo unsafe because she's stuck in the stance. She's gonna be stuck in the stance, and we're gonna probably have some amount of moves that we can like push through for free because she's already -5 based off her frame. So that's my guess here. That's my guess. So we'll see. So that's 1-4. Now we have down 2-4. Now we have down 2-4 down. And we're gonna go through each of these in sequence actually. So for starters, we have this one. So you have that. That's the first one. If we don't do that, that's gonna put her into a mana stance. Oops. Oh, I forgot to put her into the stance. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Let me see if that hits. Let me put her permanently in that stance. We were talking about that before. Thank you. I'm going to call you Tubal J. That's probably the best way to do that. So if she's down in this stance, we're going to let her sit there for a second. And then that's good enough. Nice. Good to know. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. So that also will launch up forward 3+4. So pretty cool. Now the distance is pretty specific, but about here we can do it. Wow, good point. Good idea. Yeah, that's got really low hit as well. To that matter, nope, that one doesn't work. Doesn't work. So completely doesn't work, these two, but good old trusty here does work. And that's kind of, that makes me think that this will probably work too. Yeah. Cool. Down 3+4, 2. Actually, let's try that. But it doesn't hit the second hit. The frame for hours or for hertz? So our frame is 19 frames fast. And then comes out, I believe this means it comes out in another 10 frames afterwards. So there's not really like any, she's on the ground really quickly, so I'm not really sure. But we can't pick her up, unfortunately. You can also try this. Wow, even that doesn't work. Unreal. Okay, how about this? Ooh, that works. Not even, barely. Okay, so anyway though, if we keep looking at this stuff, we also wanted down 2, 4, 3. And I know this is the risky option, but just so that we see it. Wait. Wow, she's that's wild. Can I punish this? Yeah. I wonder how quickly we can get in. We can, but it's I think this is probably our best option because it's going to catch her, and we're already making that read that she's going like here. Plus it kind of option selects the two options that she has here. Yeah. I think that's kind of what I want to do, because yeah, you can do this, right? But I don't think it'll work on this. And that's like, ugh, that's great. It is, but it still misses in this case. So if we put her in this stance for a second, like, and I'll maybe just keep this one like on on the ready. Like, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Even this doesn't work. What you get is you have this does a nice float, classic Bryan. Yeah, down 2 misses too. What you get is you get this from close enough. Back 1 will actually hit in most cases, but there's this magic point like right here where it misses. Like right there. But any closer and it'll hit. Any closer and it'll hit. And any further it'll hit. But there's this like kind of magic sweep spot between like 1 to 2 frames where it kind of misses. Actually, not even 1 to 2. Like, it can sometimes just never hits. Quarter circle back 4 will hit because quarter circle back 4 is like a grounded hit. But this doesn't get the full combo. Strangely enough, this will hit. But not in any way that we can actually get something out of it. So yeah, I actually wrote them down. So let me flash them for you. Basically, down back 2, up forward 2, back 1 in some ranges, up forward 3+4. And up forward 3+4 is the most reward, but we kind of have to be right on top of her for it to work. It looks like it's a float. So I don't know what the best way to do this is. Maybe... Oh, wow. Something like this, maybe? Something like that, maybe? But yeah, you can get her with a soccer kick, hatchet kick, every low. But for the most part, if she just stays in that stance, there's not a whole lot we can do. But the scoop of this is pretty good. Like, that's pretty good. Like, that's not bad. But yeah. Down 4-2 is too high, yes. Every single one. Even 3+4 misses. This misses. Like that misses. That'll hit. But look at that. Like, this is wild. Oops. Like, will this work? Like, yeah, everything's missing. So, anyway. So I think it's looking like this list for now. Down 3-2. Well, it starts with a 3, so like that part will hit. She's on the ground. You can hit her with pretty much every low. There's not a single low that I've gotten that doesn't work. So down 3-2 will do it, but it doesn't pick her up. Neither does this. So let us keep going though on this stuff. So now we have this one. If she finishes, it's -13. And it will launch. So this is actually a good one to like try and practice. So let's talk about this. Is it mid? Yeah. And it is I-19. I-19 mid. This one's also... We'll just talk about the differences. It's -13 on block. So on hit though, it's like launch on hit probably. -13 on block. And then the 2-hit version. -22 on block. -4 on hit. So -4 on hit. -22 on block. And let's just make sure it's the same for this one. -4, -22. So -4 on hit, -22 on block. Option select back one, question mark? Because this will punish if we get it right. If they inevitably press a button here, we're gonna get a counter. I think back one is probably the way to go here. Next, we've got while running 1+2. So that one, our favorite move. So let's talk about what on earth. If she whiffs, that happens. This sucks too. Like, that's great. Can we get... Is that real? No, it's not. See? Because when we get the punish, it doesn't work. So I think we're just going to have to do this. Because I don't think... She's priced into it. She can't do anything else. So... And it's +8. It's a +8 tracking high. So... Can I... Yeah, you can't even float over it. It's kind of crazy. That's crazy. Let's see. Yes, but she's considered as aerial in the stance. So, see, so the problem is that, yeah, I'll hit. But it's like, ooh. Not as good damage, unfortunately. So I think this is probably the way. I think this, at the end of the day, it's unfortunately, it's a slide. That's what this is. It's a slide. It's a slide input. Now this move is nuts. So that either is launch, that's either launch or like +32. I don't know which one it is. But, and it comes out in 20 frames. I-20 tracking high. I-20 tracking high, like +32/launch on hit. Let me try and get counter hit. Oops. Same deal. Okay. And then +8 on block. Duck while standing 3-4 float. Slide punish. Okay. I got nothing on this move though, like I do think you're just kind of in the mindset of waiting to punish that. So, while running 3 into down. What is that? What? So she has to be walking for a really long time. Huh. What? I'm doing it. I don't know what to say. I'm holding down. Did I read the move list wrong? While running 3, that goes into Scarecrow. Okay. Oh, it's 4 down. Okay. Huh. They said run 2 steps or more. Oh, it's just the slide. Okay. So it's a running slide. I'm just gonna send her all the way back. That's what it is. Okay. So I'm immediately gonna try and block. It's just a slide. So it's just a slide. Slide. Knock, slide. Hit, block, punish. Just to shorten things, so while rising, while standing 3-4. Just to simplify things. Because we don't really, that's not really what we're here to try and figure out. But just knowing that she's got that slide input is useful. And then, now we have the fun stuff. Scarecrow stance. So if we have, I'm going to use an example of 1-3 as the entry, so now she's here. Right? So it's a 10 frame starter, and it's kind of, so that's already pretty good. So I10 high mid, I think is what I saw. High mid. -6 on block. +7 on block. +7 on hit. -6 on block. What about on counter hit? So this is a natural string. And on counter hit, doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. And you'll notice that I couldn't float her even at -6. I wonder if I do something fast. Nope. Okay. Alright, so not very helpful there, but I think that's fine. So okay, so -6 on block. Now I have Scarecrow stance, 1+2 down. This one's a scary situation to find ourselves in because this will track our sidestep rights. So this is the situation, right? And she's still +6. Wow. And knockdown otherwise. Wow. And if I go to the right, oh. But if I go like, if I try to sidewalk right, at least we got that. So we at least got that. But still, pretty scary. So this is +6 on block. Wow. So I-17 mid. I-17 mid, +6, or I guess on block, it's like knockdown on hit. +6 on block. So one of the scariest ways you can enter into the stance. So we're probably going to be splitting this on like everything else, and then 1+2 from Scarecrow stance. So next we have Mana stance transitions. So Mana stance you have, and I'm going to use this situation. So we're going to do down 3, and then we're going to do 4 to put her in the stance, as an example. Oops, I have to hold down. Did that wrong again, didn't I? What did I do? Oh, you know what? I have to press 4. Like that. Okay. Weird. So you notice that we can't press there. So she starts at +7, trading. Like if I orbital, that's great, but you notice that's not good. I have to do like that, and that's wild. Like I can low parry. But that tracks me that way. That's scary. Alright, so this is -4 on hit, though. She starts at -4. So this is I-17 low. -4 on hit. What if I do a slow move? Same. On block? -20. But you can't Fisherman's. Wow. Wait, what? That is weird. So I have this punish. Unreal, y'all. What do I do with this? I'm flabbergasted. What do I do with that? I have this. You can do that. Okay. So, what we confirmed, right, is we have this. We have that. But we don't have any launchers at all. And it leaves her not in the stance? What if she, like, stays in the stance for longer? What if she stays in the stance for longer? So what if I take her, the selection that we had, right? And just stay in the stance for a second. Will I be able to, do it? No. What the heck? So it's the distance that throws it off. What do I do? I have nothing, y'all. I don't even know. Down jab into flow. She's not a... Yeah, we can try. No. You'll notice that she stands back up for this. I think it's because she's in some, like, very weird version of it. Down back 1+2. Let's try it. But you see, if we do down back 1+2 from a crouching, the problem is that, yeah, I had an idea. Well, I'm trying to remember what it was. Let me think for a second. Let me make her stop and think. There was something that I was gonna try. Something to do with floating her. Crouch cancel into a punish. Yeah, that's where my head is at. Down back 3. That's what it is. So it's like maybe something like this. Ooh, okay. So if we're good, so okay. But that's not even a punish. I don't think. Well, if we're really fast, you see, we can't do it. So I don't even know. What's really kind of screwed up here is she turns back around. Jeez. I don't even know. Right, so exactly. So if she, so here's the thing about this that's kind of weird, right? Maybe the punish isn't real. Like, maybe we need to, like, maybe we need to continue looking into this. Because the thing is, she can't block in that stance. And if she were to get up right now, like, this stance here, this situation here when she's getting up is not safe. We've confirmed that earlier. So, like, so you could wait. But I think the idea, right, is like, if we're here, it is a punish in the sense that if we can fit something in a 20 frame window, it will capture. And that if we do the punish correctly, it stands her back up, see? However, if she stays in the stance and tries to autopilot a move, maybe we're better off, like, we're better off trying to, like, do something to, like, I don't know. We're gonna have to try some sort of, like, we'll come back to this because I don't know how to do it right, but my understanding is that, like, they can't block anyway, so maybe it's like Harong they're gonna press. So we can kind of work off that assumption and see if we can't float with something. So let's see. We'll see. We'll come back to it. Mana Stance 4 keeps you in Mana Stance, so let's look at that. So that's it. Okay. So minus 19. Interesting. But she's minus 3, so she kind of like, I don't know. So she's gonna be like minus 3 on hit. Minus 3 on hit. Minus 17. Minus 19 on block. Okay. And if she did 4-3 on happenstance, it's that move, which is minus 13 on block. Minus 30 on block. I think that's what it said, right? Alright. Finally, we have Mana Stance down 4-4. This is pretty simple. It only does one thing. This is her mid tracking move that she does to keep us honest here. And you'll notice that again, this move trades with a down jab. So, how's it going, Mustafa? Zafina was messing you up with that yesterday. You think you have a mid extension for that? Yes, they do. Yeah, the mid extension is launch punishable and it launches you. So it's like a hard call out basically. Yeah. Launch on hit. Minus 30 on block. 4-4-1 punish. So Mana Stance down 4-4. I-17 tracking mid. What is it on hit? Plus 13 on hit, so this is wild. Plus 13 on hit. Same otherwise. And minus 5 on block. Okay. But you'll notice, see, she stays in the stance a little bit, which means we can probably challenge with that move, kind of in the same sense that they challenge us, because it's 15 frames fast. So that's kind of where my head is at, is that with all this stuff that's like minus 5 or more, we can probably challenge it. So with that being said, let's pull these Tarantula stance moves out and see what all she's working with from the get-go. Like so. So, Tarantula stance. We have TSS 1. Well, I guess I'll just say 1. TSS 2. 3. This is pretty funny. 4. 3. We'll also have 4 Mana Stance. 4 down. TSS. 1 plus 2. Down forward 1. This is probably what I think it is. It's her big mid move. Yeah. Down 1 plus 2. Manta stance. That's it. Very short list. Cool. So see, Tarantula stance I think is going to be the easiest to understand because it's not as big of a stance as the other ones. So if we find ourselves in this situation here, that one, she stays in it. You're just doing full crouch down forward 2-1 and praying. Mellow Man, I found that it doesn't always work because the problem is that when she's like in the stance itself, like it may not even hit. Like, allow me to show you Exhibit A here. So she's just in the stance. It doesn't always work. So down back 2 in frame might be the play against this stance in general. I've been pretty good, Mustafa. Been having a chill week overall. Wedding planning's going okay as well, so that's nice. Stress is lower. Down 4, 2-1, back sway 1? What are you talking about? Oh, just in general? But yeah, I'm sure there's some strategy in there. So this is the classic low. Your stress is at an all-time high. Is it school related? I would imagine. All right, so this is an 18 frame low, plus 5 on hit, 11 on block, plus 15. So it's like a, is that a combo starter? Maybe it's at least a knockdown. Down 4, it's Tekken related. Oh man, down 4, 2-1 backsway always works. It always works. That makes sense. All right, so this is a, let's see. So this is I-18 low, plus 5 on hit, knockdown, launch, counter hit, something big, right? Minus 11 on block. That's not that good. But the thing is, she's minus 11 in this stance. So I'm kind of in that mindset again of like, it may not be bad, but we'll see. Okay. It seems like a staple in this situation, though. Alright, the classic. This is the, you decided to duck, so I'm going to do this instead. Minus 9? What? This launches. It's a class 1 launcher. Yeah, it is linear. I feel like Mana's stance in general is very linear. I'm just kind of testing how like far I can get with this. Yeah, it's pretty linear. I mean, you can like walk behind her like the whole time, right? So, ugh, that's wild. Oh yeah, let's look at Mana's stance. Not Mana's, Tarantula stance 1 again, really quick. I want to see how like linear this is. Ah. You can sidestep that to the left. Whoa. It's not great. That's horrible. That's not consistent. What else can I do? Can't even do that. You'll probably have to do quarter circle back 1. But she turned around there for some reason. Even that doesn't work sometimes. Whoa, that was weird. Usually it doesn't hit. It's kind of inconsistent, huh? Oh, just don't even jab. This is probably the most consistent thing. Yeah, just doing this starter into down 3+4 because it seems really inconsistent where she's facing. And this kind of gives you time to react to what's happening. See, now she's turned around for some reason. Like, I have no idea. Whoa, you can float her with that. Wow, interesting. But you can't float her if she's just in the stance. Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah. TSS1? Do you mean the other way around? It does track to our sidewalk right. Anyway, weak to sidewalk left. Sidewalk left. 2 was a launcher. Let's keep going through this for a second because I'm trying a little bit too hard on this one move. So this is going to be a... Oh, it's slow. I-34. It's like a fake out move. Launch on hit. -9 on block. Linear. You find it concerning that No Pain labs Zafina's? No Pain labs everyone. He labs everyone. Okay. So now we have 3. This move, also a launcher. So see, a lot of the mids here just are really scary, right? But it's +7, this one. Can I dodge it? Can I sidewalk left? Yeah. So plan A is sidewalk left. That's already kind of where we're at with this. It's I-14 mid. Launch on hit. -7 on block. Sidewalk weak, sidewalk left. Okay. Had 7 mids crushed in a row. I mean, it's serious. You just have her sitting there in the tarantula stance, and you're like, oh, wow. She doesn't even have to, like, press buttons. I'm already just, like, getting knowledge checked here. So. Okay. So this one. -13. Pretty normal. Looks like a launcher. Probably is. What about on counter hit? I mean, same deal. Okay. So I-26 mid. Mid. A launch on hit. -17 on block. I rematch Zafina all the time. What are you talking about? I wonder if this is, Oh, wow. Linear. Okay. Now, the real sauce is where we end up. Well, I'm glad to hear I'm an exception. I like being an exception. So we have the 4. Puts her in Manus here, and that's really minus. So if we call it out, we're ready to punish. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I-26 mid. On hit, it does. Just -4 into -4 on hit, and then what was it? 22. 22 on block. We said it was linear. It is linear still. 4-1, 4-1 punish. Could just back one and option select. Because she also has 4 down. So if you look at this, right? So now she's in that stance. Oh no, we missed. Granted, she got back up, right? So I think the option select here is still this. And on his, probably still -4. Yep. Same frames. Same frames. Back 1, option select. Back 1, option select. Okay. Alright. Let's see 1 + 2 now. Oh my gosh. I feel like we get mixed by every single one of these moves. So, -12 force crouch. Again, it's very linear. It is a launcher. Okay. I-19. So, it's a mid-mid? Yeah. So, I-19, mid. Launch on hit. -12. Force crouch on block. Linear. I mean, that's the best way to, like, get better. And it's also the best way to build mental fortitude. Like, mental fortitude is something you don't train enough. A lot of people don't train enough in games, and that's why you see raging. And it's only really important if you're trying to compete, right? But, like, at the end of the day, if you go to a local and you go down 1, right? You're 0-1 now against this player. Are you going to get up and not rematch? Like, you have to somehow 2-0 them back, right? So you got to find it within you to be like, I'm not behind yet, I'm going to win. And I think that helps, right? But yeah, cool. So that move is okay. I'm actually getting a little bit less afraid of this stance in particular. Manus stance scared the crap out of me, but this stance I think we can handle. So let's see. Now's the big boy move that they like. Why is this move good? Let's see. Because it does sidewalk left. Nope, it does not. We'll have to do it against. It might track sidewalk left. Yeah, this looks like it might track a little bit to sidewalk left. +6 on block. Like, I don't even know. Like, is this like a launch maybe? Oh, it's heat engage, right? So I-19 mid heat engage on hit. +6 on block. On block. Linear might track sidewalk left. And then down 1 +2. Ooh, I hate this move. Is it a snake edge? It's a snake edge. This is a snake edge, right? That looks like a snake edge. So, I-25 low. How do we deal with our heat burst? We haven't done it yet, Mellow Man. We'll probably cover it today. And if not, we'll probably do a 4th video here, because she's kind of complex. So it's an I-25 low. Does it launch on hit? That's right. Does it, we can do a normal launch. We can even do that. Cool. I-20, -21 on block. Snake edge. Reactable? Probably reactable. What do you mean? I'm guessing you're saying, I know it's fast for a snake edge, but I think this is reactable, but I could be wrong. It just looks like the, like, what is it? The numbers make me think it needs to be. Plus, she's going into the stance, too, so we look for it. Yeah. I've always just, like, I based it off snake edge, and snake edge, I think, is, like, 28 to 30. But I guess 3 frames doesn't make a huge difference. So, alright. So, now we are at this point. So, let's talk through the obvious stuff, okay? The obvious stuff, if we just look at her moves, right? Let's take her moves now. I'm going to turn off the screen for a second. Don't let me forget. If we look at her moves in a vacuum, right? What is the fastest thing that she's got? She's got 3, which will launch us. She's got... Yeah, so the fastest move she's got is I-14. Mellow Man, I'm not sure on the sound, but her normal snake edge looks like it, so we might be able to, like, key off of that animation, too. Now, so at I-14, we're already, like, the fastest move she has is I-14, right? So let's put that in our notes here. Fastest option is I-14 linear launcher. TSS3. Okay. So we have that. So we're probably mashing and sidewalking left, right? So let's, correct? So let's look at all of her transitions, right? So you have the this is, this is it. So you have 1-4 that is, -5 on block. So that's not going to work. So you're going to have, ones that are -4 on hit. You're going to have ones that are, that are minus 13 on block, which we can probably... No, that's the extension. Let's see. We have... While running 1+2 is something to be thinking about. So this is minus 8 on block, which means that that move will probably... will counter hit everything. So the moves that I'm kind of picking out here are while running 1+2. So for starters, while running 1+2 is kind of what we want to talk about. So it's like we have the while running 2, while running 1+2. So you have while running 1+2 plus 8. Plus 8 on block. And then we have, we also have Scarecrow Stance 1+2 is going to come out a lot, plus 6 on block. So we're going to look at both of those because that's, I think, the starting point of like, this is going to be a situation where we chose to block. So Scarecrow Stance 1+2 plus 6 on block. So already these are ones that we're thinking about, right? Then if we go back, we have 1-4 is pretty whatever. It's like minus 6 on block, but we could look at it. Mana Stance 4 down is minus 20 on block. But then you also have one that loops into Mana Stance, so we probably just want to option select that for a back one. Mana Stance 4-3 will launch, yeah. So then we have down forward 4, which is that tracking mid. This is the one that we're kind of like, oh, okay, so if they do that, they're going to be on -5. So that seems like a good candidate. Yeah, let's go from there. So now you have Mana Stance, down forward 4, -5 on block. That seems like worth picking out of here. What else? Go back to the top. 1-4 is also -5. 1-4 is also -5. Scarecrow Stance 1-4 is -6. Okay, so let's talk about -5 on block, right? So if they're -5 on block, that means that their fastest move, I-14, is going to be I-19. So that means we can fit anything that's I-19 into the middle of that. So I want to talk about that first. So if we have now this Zafina, right? She's going to do this setup. This is the most normal thing that I can think of, where she's like, okay, I went into this to like track your sidestep because that's what you're trying to do, right? I realize if she hits us, we're kind of up a creek, and we're just going to have to take that mix up. But probably we're just blocking, to be honest, at that point. So now let's talk about that. So now we have this into this, and then they do this, right? So let's do that sequence. Perfect. So if we're in this situation, floated. Oh, I just realized I didn't turn my game on. No one said anything. All right, so this is what I was talking about. So this is a classic Zafina situation. She's gonna do this, puts us into the stance, stops us from stepping. Thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah. A little bit late for me to notice, but thank you. Yeah, I think my delay is probably just slightly too long, but it's not meant to be delayed. So you'll notice that also we can sidestep it, and maybe we can sidestep everything. Like maybe that's more reward. I'm not really sure. But the idea is in this situation, we can basically catch everything, right? So that's great. So great. I'm still thinking about like what on earth to do this. Oh man. That doesn't work. What can we do? Just do what Mustafa said. This seems actually pretty serviceable. Maybe that's serviceable. Well, you have to start with down back too. Watch house. Wait a second. See, because it trades. And that's because, wait a minute. Actually, no, you can't. You can do that. Never mind. But I like down back 2 because it simplifies, but we can do it. Oh no. So that doesn't work. Can't get that. Wait, this is actually a pretty good pickup here. Because we're ±5, we can just get a clean launch here. Now, huh. And you can just do that. Okay. Okay, and it does catch. So okay. Let's add that to our notes here. So in this situation, 1 + 2, 1 challenge. And I'll put in parentheses, like 1 + 2, 1 challenge. Yeah. Okay, not bad. So we have that situation. Now we got to talk about the scary situations, which is while running 1 + 2. So it's less scary than it sounds because they're +8. Because they're +8, the 14 frame move becomes 14 - 8. Or really, our fastest move becomes 18 frames against their 14, right? Or you could simplify it. If we're looking into our moves, we can say 14 - 8 is 6 frames fast. So their fastest, that move is 6 frames. You know, pretty scary stuff. But what I want to do is kind of go through her options there and see if we can successfully step a lot of these moves. So let's start with the fastest one, right? So if we start from here, something like this, right? So we have this. I couldn't sidestep. Okay. Couldn't go that way. So your sidestep is already just like caught, right? That's scary. It feels like they sort of get a free mix-up on you in this situation. Because I don't have enough room to sidestep here. So not enough room to sidestep that situation. What about Scarecrow Stance 1 + 2? Scarecrow Stance 1 + 2. Something like that. Couldn't sidestep. Okay. So it looks like once she gets you into this situation here, we're pretty screwed. Because it's like, that move just like catches all of our movement. It catches all of our movement. Launches us if we duck, if we move. And it's only -7 on block. And then she'll stay in the stance, though. So at that point, we can go for that. We can actually challenge with probably 1 + 2, 2. Because, like, imagine if she does that into staying on the ground, right? Like, let's say she instead did, like... Oh, wait. I did it wrong. I'm not a Zafina player, sorry. Like, stays on the ground like that, right? If she stays on the ground... Oh my gosh. So one thing there... Yeah, one thing there... That's wild. So yeah, one thing is maybe we just do that, maybe? not great, but it'll work. Yeah, so the thing is that, oh, like, where do you want me to fit in the back three? Like, right there? Or... oh, back to forward 4. I need to do the... I guess I don't have to dash because he kind of, like, advances enough. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't do the move enough. And it's something. What do I need to do after that, though? Just, that's it? What do I... 4-4-2 or heat? I see. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and it turns her back around. That's cool. Interesting. Weirdly enough, notice how, like, doing it, just doing the move like this. Oh, never mind. It made getting the Mach Punch a little bit easier. I don't know. Yeah, that's really not bad. Ooh, I don't... If they flip mid-air, it won't work? See what I mean? Like, if you do it fast enough... No, just kidding. I was thinking the Mach Punch became more consistent. I thought it did. Alright, good night, Tubally. Thank you so much. Tubal? Oh, you okay? Okay. Let me try it. I see. I didn't do the cancel there, though. But I think those are good options. I see. It's a deep, deep dash. Deep, deep dash. Okay. Okay. So, back to the task at hand, right? We can't... Must block. Must block. However, I got up forward 3+4 as like a challenge. Yes, that's true. I mean, you can even do this if they press, but... I don't actually probably... Oh, he does his whole animation. Never mind. I don't know what the best way to do it. Yeah, without doing the down back too. Yeah, I don't know what to follow it with because it's I don't know how to start a juggle with upward 3+4 because it's extra. Just do that? Okay. It's less. It's okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So that's kind of like ideas we have for the launcher, but the idea better for wall. That makes sense. Oh, okay. So that's got more carry than what we did. I guess if we've got heat though, doing the other one down back 2 is probably more carry, right? Because you can do a heat burst. Is my guess. Yeah, they face forward. I mean, if you're doing a heat dash, I guess. But yeah. Oh, because they face forward. Oh, okay. So you're saying that, like, if the wall's nearby, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I have to remember it's not that hard to do this one, so I have to, like, I can go a little slower. Maybe not. Maybe I just fluked that first time. Yeah, I think I fluked it. I totally fluked it last time. That's wild. Okay. But yeah, we can even just do, like you said. Like, that's fine. I haven't done knees since 7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I suck. But anyway. So, the idea, though, is that we can block, and then we can challenge. And we can challenge with something like upward 3+4 is my guess. So... Alright. It can be used, yeah. The sad part is that, or the good part is that they actually made some of the harder combos that are optimal in this game actually be knees. Back in Tekken 7, knees were really only for like weird off-axis situations. So you'd get like the tornado, and they're like turned at some bizarre axis, and then knees becomes like the consistent way to push damage because everything else is inconsistent. It's actually this weird option select combo. Like, it was optimal, but a lot of times that it was optimal was because it was some off-axis situation. Like, for example, you do, what would be a good example? Like, Bryan lands a Rage Drive, and then you do, like, freaking, like, Mock Kick. But now it's, like, they're totally off-axis, and then so you'll run up and do 3 knees, and then, and the last knee will be a double knee, and then you'll go for taunt, or something like that. But my understanding was part of the reason for that is because, like, this knee will hit from pretty much anywhere. So it was, like, really good for these bizarre kind of combo situations. Yeah, that's the one. Forward 4-3. I forgot if it was forward 4-3 or taunt, but that's basically what I said. I just got the tornado move wrong, or the tailspin move wrong. But you can also do what Jimmy did was he would just do 3 like this, run up and go for taunt because it was a taunt Oki as well. Yep. So anyway, either way, all that being said, yes, knees can be optimal. So I think that's sort of going back to the task at hand, right? If we go back and look at the rest of this stuff, I think that the rest of this stuff kind of just comes down to, like, look, a lot of this stuff's very minus on block. A lot of it's very minus on block. 3 is Tarantula's Stance, -7 on block. 2 is just -9 on block. A lot of these moves, while it's all weak to sidewalk left, we're either going to be challenging or we're going to be blocking and finding ourselves now as our turn. I suppose we could do... Yeah, and, like, that's really it. Like, some of these are, like, back 1 option selects. 1+2 is just a punish. Down forward 1 is maybe one that we want to talk about. Even down forward 1 is just +6 on block. Like, it's hard to deal with, but we've already determined that we don't even want to be pressing. So yeah. I don't know if I do, Meloman. We can check, though. What I was actually going to do is we're going to keep on moving forward and go ahead and look into some of our other moves because we do have more time, and there is a few more things that we want to talk about. So I think, let's talk about her heat in general. So she's got, like... A lot of this stuff is just... Instead of the move dealing, damage to Zafina, because she's got a self-damage mechanic, instead they're like, they don't deal damage anymore. So for example, but that being said, this situation is maybe worth thinking about because it starts as a high, right? The other one that I kind of want to look into is that if we get into heat, right? She's got a pretty strong, what's the word? Hell sweep out of that. And I want to see how that, like, changes things. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So she's in heat. And we do that. So what happens? So first of all, that block is wild. That is a wild block. Because look how long we're blocking. It's hard. That's crazy. And then we don't get it every time. We talked about while running 1+2. It's literally right here. You weren't reading, Mustafa. While running 1+2 is +8 on block. We must block because you can't even walk. And to, you came late. No, I was just talking about it. That's why we were talking about blocking in the first place. But that being said, other than that, when you duck it, you punish it like a slide. So you punish it like a slide in the sense that you could do like while rising 3-4 or something like that. You were here because I was talking about it less than 10 minutes ago. That's why I said you were here. Mid that sends you into the Matrix. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how long it's like. And it's just like a weird. Like, how the hell? Like, I did it. There it is. But, like, dang. It's like, do it as she talks about the fool, I guess. Nope, you have to do it a little later. Right after she says fool. Yeah, that's when you do it. Right after she says fool. Alright. Yeah, welcome to Bryan. Yeah, buff rate right after fool. Yeah, basically, you can go make a sandwich. And then the other one that we wanted to look at, right, is we'll just do it like this. Like, basically, something like that. So what happens here? And she finishes it, okay. So you can do that. You can even do that. So, really, we can do whatever. That takes 6 years, too. Ha! That's pretty funny. You see this? Ha! What the heck? That's pretty wild. That's okay, that's why we're here. But anyway. And she is gonna finish it. But it takes so long to do the next hit. Like, look at this. 47. So that means it is 47 frames before the next part comes out. Like, you can do... Like, what can you do? is what's like, what could you do here? You could do something like, you could do like something like, you could do something crazy for sure. But yeah. Yeah, if you block the first hit, you're stuck. You're like, there's nothing you can do. You can't even mash. Yeah. So when you block the first hit, you block the rest of it. Yeah, you can't even press. So. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage. So this is the most you can do to that move. That's pretty crazy. What's up, Turn? So we are talking through her heat at this point. Zafina's heat at this point. We already went through the tarantula stance. It was scary, but not too bad, because a lot of the stuff that transitions is either stuff that's so plus you just have to take the mix, but at the same time the mix involves her just having a bunch of scary mids, all of them losing her turn on block, and then you have like one low that loops the scenario and lets her do it again. Actually, we didn't do that though. Let's talk about that real quick. So essentially what I want to try and set up here, right, is if we do let me turn off her heat real quick. I want to do the +5, because +5 is one that we didn't quite talk through. So if she is in this situation and goes like this, right? This is +5 on hit. And I want to see if I can step it. No. Not at all. At least not for us. So, okay. Answered my question. So even there, you're basically in the game of, she's going to do this as many times as she wants, right? She's going to do that as many times as she wants, and you just decide when you're done blocking. We've been playing her, Mustafa. That's the name of the game. And then she hits you with this, or she hits you with this, or really she hits you with like that or something. Sorry, not that. Like with this. That's what we've been thinking about. But it is really just like, pick your poison on the mids, but it really doesn't matter. That's kind of what I'm learning. Okay, so. Is Heat Burst good there? Yeah, it can be. I mean, like, it's going to... So if she does that, right? You can do this. And in fact, you're going to get this... That's a weird animation. What the heck was that? I've never seen a back turn of that. Wait, why is she doing it now? That's weird. Back turn flow. It's kind of weird. It looks bizarre. But anyway, we'll take it, I guess. Okay. You can even float it like this? No, just kidding. So yeah, we're just back to this again. Okay, so if she does the low, I see where you're getting at. Probably gonna hit us. No, actually, no, it won't. Well, we won't. We'll see. I think it will hit us. Yeah. Yeah. it's, yeah, so... Yeah, like, I think doing that's probably our best option if we really want to mash out of this, because orbital won't hit, right? But the idea is that, like, if we're wrong, what happens here, right? I guess it knocks us down. So actually it's not that bad because we found a way to, like, challenge without getting blown up for it. So I like that, because now if we're right, it's sort of in our favor, right? I like that. So yeah, interesting. Okay, okay. Add that to our notes. Challenge TSS1 with up forward 3 plus 4. I like that, Mustafa. That's actually pretty good. Right, we're going to take this off the screen for a second now. So, okay. So what's the best way to go from here? Because we're already here. So then maybe... Maybe... I mean, we can do that. It's not great. Oh yeah, Mustafa, you told me already. You said we could just do, like, that's fine. Even this would be... Wait, we could also do, this? For some wall carry. Or do the big boy stuff. Okay, cool. Whoa, okay. Do you have to dash up for this, or maybe do a deep one? Deep one, probably. No. Dash up, maybe? Deeper dash? Oh, that's wild. That's hard. And that one didn't hit. Just do that and heat activate? Oh, that's what you're saying. I see. Yeah, that's great. That's pretty cool. Nice. And who followed? The Riz Rizzler. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Anti-Zafina Club. Alright, that's not bad. So actually, I feel pretty good about this one, because now we have, like, pretty reasonable options. Like, if we're dealing with the low pressure, we can use this to try and beat them out, right? We can also just block, and then it's our turn. We can take her turn back. So really, at this point, it's just going to be coming up with drills to get used to these situations as they come up. I am eventually labbing all of them turn, but in the order of the ones that I am trying to beat the most. So the ones that give me, it's more methodical than that. It is based off of my win rate, and this is one of my more abysmal win rates. I think I'm sitting at like a 20%. But the idea is that we are trying to come up with training scenarios so that we can practice them and get good at reacting to some of these situations faster than matches. I don't think everyone needs as much labbing. We, like, covered Kuma in a single session, and I realized every move he has sucks, and I just started throwing launches on everything, and now I win. Like, you know, some of the characters are much easier to lab. No, I did not, Mellow Man. This is something I started doing in Tekken 8. Okay, so we've kind of covered that stuff. The rage, not the rage, the heat stuff. I think we can just go through each one of these. I guess. Like, what happens if I just kind of put them all here, right? Because I want to see if any of this stuff is like actually something that we're kind of worried about. It keeps aggressively trying to ask me if I want to record it, and I do not. Oh wait, we don't need that one. We're now at heat smashes. So what's going on with this stuff? Wait, you have to be in heat? Okay. Oh, I have to do all of them, don't I? Okay. Let's do them one at a time. What is this move? She never uses that. Okay, so we'll skip that one. Ooh, this sees some play. So it's just a move that we have to punish, I guess. It's like a 14 frame punish, maybe? This one you see a lot, and it's a mid-mid. So she does this a lot in Scarecrow stance, but when she's in this stance, you can kind of go to the right, if I remember correctly, and it won't be that scary. So for example, like if she were, instead of doing it like this, like whatever this is, like let's say she goes like that, it's not as scary because you can go, I think you can sidewalk, right? Oh, you can't. Right, so this is one of the moves that actually catches this direction if you're not fast enough. You have to sidewalk. It's like a hard read. Panda's my worst still. I thought I got better, but I don't know if I've even gotten a chance to really improve the win rate, to be honest. Like, I don't feel like I've been playing against a lot of bears. Also, the last time I played against a panda specifically, I don't think I played against one since I laughed the bear. You don't think I get bears? I honestly don't think the numbers are there. Like, look at the last time I played against a bear. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, but I feel like it's been getting better. So anyway, so that's not as scary. Let's look at the rest. But I appreciate the confidence. So like we said before, we're not really in the business of like walking against this because of the stances they find themselves in, but it's something for people to think about. Is that that's a power crush, isn't it? All this stuff is she actually goes for this is actually quite linear, so that's something to think about. That like if she's in heat, we can kind of just move. Okay. Cool. All right. So I feel okay about her heat. Let's Leroy up next. No, it's gonna be. I knew this before. It's going to be. Who was it gonna be? It was someone that I really wanted to do, and now I'm blanking on it because I'm still thinking about Zafina. If we look at the quick select though, I think it's Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu is like a black hole for us. We have no idea what that character is doing, and she would just like blow us up every single time we play against her. We've touched Lydia before. We've touched on Lydia, and we've touched on Raven. And both of those, we at least kind of have like some semblance of like a plan now when we play. It's not great, so we will revisit them. But Xiaoyu is just like an auto lose. Yeah, she's worse than Zafina. I mean, yeah, probably. That's probably it. But that is the idea. It's like we are truly just like going in blind to this character and really figuring out what on earth is going on with Hypnotist stance. What on earth is... So yeah, that was... Yeah, I knew it as soon as I saw her. I knew it was that one. Okay. So, with our last time that we have... I have a positive win rate against her. See, data sometimes doesn't matter. But yeah, she has a lot of crazy stuff in her kit. I guess I do understand Xiaoyu if we were to use that metric, but no, I know that I know I don't. So anyway, let's go ahead and start putting together some Zafina, like more Zafina training, right? So Zafina training. For starters, what I would maybe do is like something like while running 1+2. While running 1+2 puts her directly into the stance into TSS 3, and the idea here is block into TSS 3. Sorry, not TSS. Yeah, into TSS 3, which means that we have to block. And then from there, it keeps her in the stance, right? So we're going to do it again. So into TSS 3. And the idea is that you're going to down back 3. Down back 2, I mean. Actually, just 1+2. 1+2, 1. Challenge is the idea, right? That's kind of like the first one that we want to do. So I just realized I don't think I have these outlined. There, that's easier to see. So that's the first thing that I want to do. Yeah, Steve and Shaheen would also be worth looking into. But I honestly do understand a lot of what's going on with Steve, and it's just a hard matchup. I think I could, I could stand to continue to put some more time into figure out Lionheart's stance specifically, but I think it's not like he's just. I think we have enough. We know enough to at least try to beat it. Shaheen, we could stand a lap though. I don't know Shaheen super well. So I think while running 1+2 is a good start. The move that we had that was -5 into the transition was not. It wasn't 1-4, even though that was one of them. I think it was Scarecrow 1-4. No, that's not right. No, it was Mana Stance down forward 4 because it's the tracking mid. So I think doing another one that would be something like Mana Stance down 3, Mana Stance or down 3, routes. My bad. Challenge, and then you have a down 3 down to Mana Stance down forward 4. I think it is right, and then TSS 3. Again, you're doing a 1+2 1 challenge. The idea being that you're kind of getting used to seeing this situation and challenging it, right? And then that would honestly be like the majority of what I would want to do. Oh yeah, and then you could also do a down 3 down. Really, you can do any transition at this point. Let's say we do 1-3 Scarecrow stance 1+2 down, and then you do like Tarantula stance 1, because this is a situation it's going to be, and then you just do it again, for example, and the idea will be 1+2 1 not 1+2 1 challenge, up forward 3+4 challenge, and then you can even practice doing the combos that follow up here. So the idea is like getting used to seeing the moves that you kind of want to challenge and then try and beat it, right? That's kind of where my head is at here. So those are a few. And I'm just thinking like, now that we're here, I kind of want to like revisit a little bit of her, I kind of want to revisit her, what was it? Her Mana Stance, because her Mana Stance, and I have her Mana Stance notes right here, so let's pull that up real quick. So Mana Stance, one of the things that we kind of took away from that whole situation, right, was that we were essentially, for lack of a better word, like just stuck. For lack of a better word, we were stuck blocking in so much of the situation, right? And because of that. Oh, it didn't copy. 1 second. Copy. Paste. Yeah, perfect. So, like, if we pull up the Mana Stance again, we found ourselves a lot of the time just getting blown up by certain things, and I want to see if we can't. Well, not okay. What am I trying to say? The point being that it's so hard to. It is so hard to challenge against this stuff. So you're going to be blocking, and what's the worst that can happen if you can block, and then what's the worst that'll happen? What's the worst low that can come out, right? And then from there, if they don't do a low, how can you take your turn back? So if we just look at like lows, right? If you look for the lows in here, there is a 3-1, which is a low mid launch on hit. Okay, that seems scary. So let's look at that one. So 3-1. So we have Mana Stance 3-1. So let's go record here. Because this is, I think I was unsatisfied with the conclusions we came to with Mana Stance. It was, don't let her get into Mana Stance, basically. So if we go here and record, and we go this, right? Can't sidestep. We can low parry. And it's -9. So if you actually hold back, it's -9, and you can block it. That's great. Uninstall Tekken 8? Yeah, sure, right? So if that's not going to work, so that means we can just block on -9 on block. Great. Yeah. Low parry might be good. So, for that reason, if we keep walking through here, none of the rest of this stuff is really a low, with the exception of you've got down 1-4. So what does down 1-4 do? Let's take a look. Oh, no. What the heck? That's just a weird move. She's never doing that, so let's just skip that, because you might as well do the other one for the same launch. Okay. We also have her slide. The slide's actually something that I'm a little bit afraid of. And it launches on counter hit, and it's a while standing 1 punish. So let's look at this again. Does it put her back into Mana Stance? What was the input of the move? Dang it. The input was down 4. There we go. So it looks like she kind of, what's the word? Kind of continues the pressure, I guess? Yeah. Stays in the stance. It's quite the call out. And it even tracks. But yeah, it's almost like a, this one's harder to low parry too, because the timing's different. Wait, you can't low parry this. You can't low parry this. What? I'm holding it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. I'm scared again. What am I gonna do against this stance? But really, like, alright. Because it's a knee. It's a sliding knee. That's so crazy. A low knee. Alright, sure. Fine. But those are the only mids that we care about, right? And then now you look at the rest of her moves. Okay? She's got 1, 3. Wait. This enters it? Wait a second. Am I looking at the wrong one? No, these are the mana stance moves. Okay. I think it's just, oh, maybe we just had that Scarecrow at the beginning for some reason. But anyway, we have 2, 1, 4. Yeah, this is her stuff. Yeah. So I think this is the right stuff. But yeah, if we do, like, for example, I'm gonna just record her for a second, right? If we have her in the stance, like, she's got all this random stuff. So all of this stuff is, you'll see, all of this stuff is like minus 13 on block, minus 14 on block, minus 14 on block. 3-1 is a launcher, but it's minus 3 on block, minus 9 on block. And then you have 4-3, which is just a launch. 1 + 2, which is minus 12. Down forward 1. Okay. Down forward 1 is like the one thing that's not minus. So if that's actually, let's look at that. So now, oops, not correct. So you got this, right? Can I sidestep this? Yeah. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I keep turning it on. So if you look at this, right? If we set this up, like, that's scary. Look at that, it even has a pretty nasty chip damage in it too, right? But nasty. Like, that's nasty. Like, I don't know, I don't remember what the best combo to follow that was, but the idea is, right? So that's great. Thanks, Mustafa. Like I said, I don't remember what the follow-up is, but it doesn't matter. So okay, so this is the first move that we found. That's the first move that we found that was plus on block, and we can walk it. So now we have down for 2. Minus 9 on block, it's a launcher. What does it look like? It is the correct follow-up? Okay. I think part of it sometimes is that I have doubt if I'm doing the right thing. So then I'm like, I'm not sure. That's it? Okay. Yeah, so sometimes I doubt if I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, I thought that was what you told me before. So, okay. So, like, that's minus 9. Great. Down forward 3. Minus 17 on block, but it is pushback, so it might be safe. Let's look at that one. Wait, that was not it. Down forward 3? Did I do the wrong input on that? Oh, it's this. Okay. Okay. What the heck? What the heck? That's wild. What the heck, y'all? I get that. I get that at least. Yeah! But can I sidestep this? Yeah. And 19 frames. That's not obviously gonna work. What can we do from this distance? Down 4-2-1, yeah. Too far. Obviously not. Whoa! But I don't think we have enough time for that because that would be 18 frames at its fastest. I think? Maybe 17? Nope. Up 4-3+4 is a no. The most we've gotten is this. This is the most we've gotten as a punish. And it's really not bad, but it kind of sucks. At least we get the block, right? And then we get some chip, and we're pushing him away further. Yeah, we'll try that. Nope. He didn't even whiffed it. Okay. Oh. Like you can do like, get her to stop for a second. I have nothing. I got nothing. Yes, I-18, unfortunately. So it might be safe, but I think we can down for it. We'll just down for it. So I'm going to update the notes. Safe, except for down for. So, but then as we keep going through this, and I'm going to wrap up here because we're near the end. If we keep going through this, right, because I was down forward 3. You have down forward 4, which is -5 on block, which is actually probably the most reasonable thing she can be doing, right? Because it's a tracking mid, plus 13 on hit, -5 on block. Because every other thing here is launchable. So it's like you got the slide you have to duck, but everything else you can just either block it. You can either block it, or she loses her turn. So let's look at that, down forward 4 real quick. And then end it there. Yes, the quarter circle back 4 got, this doesn't even hit, actually. Quarter circle back 1, definitely crushed. We actually did it earlier. That doesn't even hit. You see that? Well, it hit there, but it wasn't a punish. It can't be a punish because that's, I think, 18 frames. So yeah. Dang, I guess down 4 is your consistent move. But anyway, I want to do now. What was it? Down forward 1? No, it wasn't down forward 1. It was down forward 4. This move. Yeah, because it puts her into this stance. So that's actually something we want to be practicing. So if we go like, something like this, right? She's -5 going into their stance. And we talked about how you would practice dealing with that by doing down back 3 or something. So I think that's actually, add that to the Zafina practice, is you do, oh, it's literally there. But we got to replace this with a down back 3's challenge, down back 2's challenge, because it whiffs otherwise, which is great. Cool. And I think we'll do the same. Yeah, cool. Well, oh, I see I see. It's, you do. Yeah, that's actually correct. We're doing that correct. Okay, cool. You can launch that on Lee. Yeah, I believe it. So yeah, that's essentially where I'm at today. So, and we're gonna basically, I'm gonna put a little like. So we're going to say those are the trainings we want to do. We're going to put a small update here. Manus update. Block everything. And take your turn back. Block everything and take your turn back. Sides walk left. I think it's down forward 2. Let me see. Is it down forward 2? It was the one that's the only one that's plus on block. Down forward 1. So sidewalk left, down forward 1. That's it. That is basically the plan against Manus, is that we don't care about Manus. So we're going to practice going into Manus and blocking in those scenarios. And then we're going to practice other transitions she does, like that down forward 4, I believe it was, and punishing. So I actually think that the end of this is just going to be drilling the various animations and getting used to them so that we can win. And we can block and challenge when we're supposed to. And I think I actually got a comment on one of my videos just like the other day, like maybe a day or 2 to go at the time of this recording, basically saying that, like, yeah, you have to just like learn when to take your turn back against Manus stance, because it's not about beating Manus stance when she enters, it's about taking your turn back efficiently, Whereas, like, Scarecrow is a little bit about challenging against it. Manus is about blocking against it. Tarantula is a little bit of both. You're either blocking against it, but it's not that scary, and then you're also just challenging against the Tarantula one. So I'm feeling a lot better about this, actually. I feel like we kind of covered the gauntlet of this character and now have a very good set of things to practice. I don't know if I'm going to do another video of just me practicing that. That feels like it would be a little redundant, but we'll see. And yeah, this is great. So yeah, for sure, Mellow Man. I will definitely keep this up and try and come up with what my regimens are. I'm going to try and put that together, and I think I will make another video about that next week. It's kind of where my head is at. Maybe try some practice on this and see if we can't come up with some drills that we can go through next time. She is the pools eliminator. I have been eliminated by Zafina in pools. In fact, when I was playing a combo breaker, Zafina eliminated me in Tekken 7, and will probably continue to be what eliminates me most of the time when I play. I was doing okay in pools. I don't know if I would have made it out, but I was doing okay. But we died at like 2-2, I want to say, and that was what got us. I don't know if it was 2-2 or 3-2, to be honest. But she was very different in Tekken 7, but I knew even less about her. So, all right. So I feel pretty good about this. Let's go ahead and leave up this drill, this drill, and get rid of the game capture. But let's go ahead and do our sign off. Where did this affiliate follower goal come from? This is a throwback. Okay, I think I accidentally clicked it earlier. So anyway, you know we're in T7. Yeah, I wish I did. But anyway, this was pretty great. Let's do our sign off. So if you're coming from YouTube, be sure and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really helps us grow. We really love seeing the new people show up. And if you ever want to watch us live, it's going to be at twitch.tv/VonTiban. That's VONTIBAN. We stream Tekken Bryan on Saturdays and Sundays, 9 and 11 Central Time, so come check us out there. Our variety stream where we lab this stuff is going to be on Thursday evenings, 8:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Central Time. And finally, if we have any makeup streams, I've got a couple on my backlog right now. That's going to be Wednesday evenings, 8:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Central Time sometimes. So, with that being said, though, this is all in your description down below if you haven't caught that, as well as a link to our Discord if you'd like to come join our family. And with that, I hope your Zafina labbing is going very well. I hope you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially by the end of this video. And I wish you best of luck in your ranked matches, local matches, and overall improvement as a player. With that being said, bye for now. Take care.